Hey guys, and welcome to something a little bit different. I've never really done anything like this, so this will be kind of an interesting video to say the least. But today we're gonna be talking about a conspiracy. This is kind of, like I said, it's kind of weird. I've never really done anything like this before. Today we're going to be delving into a conspiracy, a more recent one, nonetheless. I was actually aware of this near the time that it was kind of said it might the event that was being conspired about might happen, but it never did. So I actually witnessed it at the time. I debated at the time if I wanted to talk about it. I left it alone because I just didn't. I was like, I'll let this cool down for a few months like I usually do and return to it later, which is what we're doing right now. But this is a bit weird of a video. I don't know if you guys will like it. If you do, let me know. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but this one I do know. I know a decent amount about it actually. So I'm actually going to discuss it beforehand, and then the parts that I don't know, we'll kind of dig around for. But like I said, I witnessed this one as it happened. As you know, I browse X paranormal, whatever the hell you want to call it, and this was pretty prevalent at the time. But this conspiracy is called the 311 Seattle attack. That might sound strange, because it was very strange. I didn't believe it for a second, and once 11/3 rolled around and came and went, it was like nothing happened. I was like, yep, I expected that. But what the conspiracy was on November 3rd, 2019, that was the date that they were expecting it. People, when the date passed, people said, well, it'll happen March 11th, but it never did. Nothing happened on March 11th either, but it stated that on November the 3rd that there would be an attack in Seattle that would be on the Space Needle, a terrorist attack, or I don't remember if it was a terrorist attack, a false flag, but there would be specifically an attack on the Space Needle, like the one picture. A really cool picture, by the way, but I'll link the source in the description. But there was a conspiracy that there would be an attack on the Space Needle that would essentially launch World War III. That was the conspiracy. Now, it was very outlandish, which was why I didn't believe it when it came up, because it's like, okay, number one, why of all things Seattle? I'm not dissing Seattle, but Seattle's Seattle. And also on the Space Needle, I mean, that's kind of like another thing. It's like, of all the things, the Space Needle, the conspiracy about it launching World War III, it was very strange. But if you can believe it, like I said, it didn't happen. The conspiracy, as I understand, but we'll dig into this conspiracy I think came from a video that somebody made. And so we'll see if we can find that specific video that was made about it. But I think it all kicked off from a video, and of course it spread around to numerous parts of the internet. People started talking about it. What could it mean? People started believing it. Like I said, I saw it on Paranormal. I also saw it on Poll, but I saw that more after the fact, talking about why this guy made that video. That's about as much as I know and I can provide you with on the information of it. So now we're going to do some digging to see what we can find on it. So this is Rational Wiki. I've actually never been here, but this kind of gives a description. Apparently this one says the November 3rd Seattle nuclear attack, which apparently that one I didn't hear that angle of it, but apparently I guess there was an angle on its spin that would be a nuclear attack on Seattle, Washington. And it says the purported evidence for this consists of references taken from old episodes of The Simpsons, the 2002 film Some Wall Fears, the 2018 cave pop song Let's Start World War III by World Order, and other random media. And I forgot to mention this. I was talking about how there were threads about it. I might eventually visit those, maybe in kind of like a live stream setting. But one of the threads I did see and saved, so I know I have it. Eventually it devolved into referencing The Simpsons. And that was one of the big reasons, like, okay, people were just bullshitting. Because it's like The Simpsons as evidence, really, but they linked to this page, and I'm not sure if there was really anything to it. I'm not sure. It looks like a bunch of just nonsense. Movies that have Seattle as a place of cataclysm and destruction are numerous. Oh, this is like a list of, I guess, everything that links, all the links, like when people are doing conspiracies, they make all the goddamn links, right? I mean, I don't know if it's really worth talking about all this. It's discussing how everything is connected. Christians for Truth. A fascinating and in-depth video lays out evidence of predictive programming in this media that a potential false flag attack on Seattle may be planned for this week, Sunday, November 3rd, 2019. Now, like I said, that date has come and passed and nothing happened. I don't know what the hell predictive programming means. Like I mentioned before, the whole 311 was arranged in such a way that it would be like 911. I don't think I mentioned that part though. The fact that that was kind of like the link. It was supposed to be as bad as 911, I guess. Well, oh my god, they made a link between the video game World War III. Oh my god. I don't know if you can tell, but when it comes to conspiracy theories, I'm generally like, I'm not believing this shit. Seattle warning November 3rd, 2019. Predictive programming indicate false flag imminent. I've never fucking heard of predictive programming. I don't know how much I want to look up before like I'm gonna get flagged by the feds because I know it's gonna fucking happen. Predictive programming hints at it. November 3rd, false flag in Seattle. Is this just a potential false flag like 9/11? Like I said, I don't agree with all of this, or just fear porn. It was the latter. You decide. It's interesting to keep an eye on Wash just in case. Here are 3 videos about it. So like I said, all the references to it were they used media, and I'm not sure why. This confused me when I first saw it. Here is a warm-up of Seattle predictive programming imagery, which is like a bunch of pictures, hellfire with Seattle and the Space Needle, and the Space Needle being chopped, and the Space Needle falling. As you can see, the Space Needle as like the center of chaos. I saw this music video. I didn't get it. I didn't really pay attention to it. By this New World Order, and okay, they were in Seattle at one point. And a lot of it is just imagery. People are like making the links through imagery, which is weird. I mean, is that really legitimate evidence? Is what I'm saying. And here again is like in a Simpsons episode, a green football in the Atomic Stadium represents a nuclear event during a football game in Seattle. It's just, I don't know. Stay out of downtown Seattle on Sunday, 11/3. Potential major nuclear terrorist attack is planned. Targets include Space Needle and CenturyLink Stadium during the football game. Was this on Twitter? I feel like I'm on a really sketchy part of the internet. Okay. So this is a forum post that links to videos. Making something out of nothing. Again, I can't remember what the other thread was called that someone said something was predicted to happen on a certain date and nothing happened. That was the Golden Gate Bridge one. Sadly, I couldn't watch the videos, so I can't really say anything. Many pages back in the predictive programming thread, I forecast an event planned at a football game. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Are you guys ever not going to try to predict a false flag event? At least 2 haven't panned out. This guy's got the logic. Isn't that a good thing? Maybe they were supposed to happen, but then because it got busted. Okay, that's just going to devolve into arguing, but we're going to skip to the part where it's November. Yeah. Well, nothing happened at the game. Now on to November 11th. Maybe it's not in 2019, maybe March 11th. That's why I kept thinking watching those videos. Nothing I saw and said 2019. Well, nothing happened March 11th either. So, there's that. So this is another forum, Christ to Gianna, something like that. That says a lot of the same things. I understand how this appears, that I sound like some schizophrenic connecting the dots that could be connected to any time and place. However, this is not the case. I am not easily persuaded. It has taken me many hours to arrive to this grave conclusion. As you can see, it links a lot to 4chan. We're gonna skip to the part where it's 11:03. Damn, almost 4 p.m. Seattle time now. Still waiting on my false flag. You guys think it's safe to take off my gas mask? This thing is getting pretty hot. I've had it on since 5 a.m. this morning. The problem is I don't know if he's joking or being serious. He's joking. He said maybe next year. That's how it always goes. When it doesn't happen when they expect it to, they push it back to the next year. But so this was, I think, one of the first videos to be kind of surfaced on this. Was this one by this guy Coach It Mitt Willie. False flag attack on Seattle, November 03, 2019. I think this was the most prevalent one to be talked about. We're gonna watch it.
I assume that a stage attack will happen in Seattle on November the 3rd, 2019. That will kill thousands of people.
Thousands of people, as he says. Thousands.
I know that this theory sounds absolutely crazy, but it cannot be a coincidence.
Alright, so I don't know what the fuck is going on here, but he says it cannot be a coincidence, showing a bunch of links to... I don't even know. How is this all related?
That for many years, All the media have hinted that an attack is taking place in Seattle.
Okay, so he says that the media hints to an attack happening, like popular media. Like I said, I don't get why this is so prevalent.
The biggest secret society in existence.
Oh my god, he's talking about secret societies. Okay, I don't know if we're gonna watch this whole video. Probably not. It's like it's so ridiculous to me personally, but we're gonna yeah.
But this video is not about 9/11, but about the attack in Seattle. This
So about the attack in Seattle, and like I said, this is where most of this kind of started to come into play, where it was going to happen in 2019, but it never did. And he says the attack as if it will happen, but it never did.
is the city's most famous landmark.
Now he says it is the city's most famous landmark, and I had to put this in here. I know this whole thing is kind of turning into my spin on this whole thing, but it is, why would you attack Seattle and why would you attack the Space Needle, neither of which are major. They're cool, but they're not major.
In the course of the video, I will show you many film clips and other references that will
Oh my god, he's gonna reference Super Buddies. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. Now, this really is the backbone of this entire theory, is movies and TV shows and media and comics. That is the backbone and nothing else. No actual hard factual proof, just media.
Let's start with the movie Chaos. The place of the movie is Seattle, Washington.
I like the part where we have the guy recording the TV.
This building
Oh my god, the Seattle Space Needle's in the back.
looks like the Space Needle.
Looks like it, nigga. It might be the Space Needle.
We see a detective looking at his watch, and where the watch hands are pointing, 11:03.
Oh my god. Okay, I was never gonna give this thing full credit, but this is, like I said, this is the backbone of this entire thing. 11:03. The watch hands point 11:03. It'll happen on 11:03. There's the Space Needle in the background. Those are the hints. That's why people were so hung up on this.
Then follows the fire blast. That is a clue to the Seattle attack. And here's
It's a goddamn movie, alright? There are no links. Something blowing up SWAT team shit, that's a movie.
I fully understand that when you say that all this is quite far-fetched. That's why
Yes, it is far-fetched. I'm glad you can recognize that. Like, how did you even come about thinking this? That's actually my big question now, is like, how do you come about thinking this? Like, any of this. Like, you start, I don't know, I guess that's how every conspiracy starts, but you know.
and in the movie War Games, there are several hints to the date of 3rd November, which is displayed in European spelling.
Okay, I don't get why this, it's like 311, alright, it's a number. And
And a few seconds later, he gets attacked.
Alright, that is no link. Just because he had a snow globe on his desk and then people started invading, that is no link. This scene represents, like, I don't know, the invasion of America. That's a common theme, and the fact that he had a snow globe with the Space Needle, no. You're stretching. This whole thing is a stretch. I don't know if I even want to talk about this clip anymore, or this video.
The following is a scene from the children's film Super Buddies.
Oh my god. Dude, but the fact that he actually references Super Buddies, I'd be so embarrassed if I had...
So gerade noch entkommen konnte, musste Captain Megasis in einem Vorort von Seattle notlanden.
Okay, he didn't even talk about what happened in that. You saw the Space Needle and then you saw a crash, and that was his link. That was the link.
The animated series The Simpsons presents many hidden clues about the attacks in Seattle. It's almost general education that The Simpsons often predict the future correctly. That's because Matt Groening, the creator of The Simpsons, is a Freemason of the highest position and is privy to the gloomy plans of the
Oh my god. Okay. Do you have any evidence for that? Why are we referencing The Simpsons? It's all coincidence. Coincidences can happen. What does this guy have to do with anything? Where is your evidence? What does this mean? You're not saying anything to me.
Groening has also referred to Seattle in many episodes.
Yes, he refers to Seattle because it is a popular, somewhat popular city in the US. That's why he references to it. It's like referencing to New York or Los Angeles or, I don't know, fucking Miami. It's like these are popular cities. You're gonna reference to them.
The scary thing is that a weapon will be used in Seattle.
Okay, so that was his evidence from The Simpsons, which was a trope from the Itchy and Scratchy show where they cut the Seattle Space Needle in two. It is a trope. It is not a flag.
At this point, I would like to show you more pictures of Seattle related to fire.
So now I'm gonna turn off the music, but he's showing pictures of Seattle and fire, which are the references to the attack. But now we have a little Mosey song that this is apparently a link. This guy's song is apparently a link.
The preview video lasts 3 minutes and 11 seconds. The European spelling for the 3rd of November.
Stick with us for your Seattle news.
Okay, so the link is the video was 3 minutes 11 seconds long, and they show the Seattle Space Needle in the background. They talk about it. Oh my God, they show. Look at that. Okay, I think I'm done with this. We might come back to it, but okay. So we have a second video by this guy, and it's just more media links. Look at this. He uses fucking SpongeBob, and then he uses Pokemon. But I'm gonna kind of close that off. Those two videos. I don't really want to watch them anymore. God, this guy has so many fucking videos about this. Okay, this is an interesting part about his channel. He has like food content, and then he goes and then leaves food content, and then goes to conspiracy content. How does that work? Okay, you cannot possibly be making links with pillows. It's a pillow, for God's sakes. He could have just made that pillow up, right? That's something he could have done.
For the next scenes, it is important to know that November the 3rd, 2019 is in the 44th calendar week. Pike Place Market is a famous farmers market in the heart of Seattle. Look at the clock. The watch hands point to the...
Oh my God, look at the clock. The watch hands point to 11:04, or 10:04 actually.
4. Together, it's 44, the 44th week.
Okay, that's... all this is a goddamn stretch, alright? That was the 3/11 Seattle attack conspiracy. We talked about it. I showed you kind of what it was, what people thought. Obviously, November 3rd, 2019 is coming on. Seattle is still Seattle. Nothing happened. This is not typical of my normal videos. This will be kind of an internet exploration type of thing. I don't know if there's much more to talk about this because I've kind of, you know what I think. It's pretty apparent through this entire video what I think about this, but thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you. Stay chill.